believe that it's time to go. Me and the devil.
I know you are tired, but you need to get it done. You know what discipline really is? Discipline is when you are tired, you want to turn off the alarm and sleep in, but you get up and do what needs to be done. Discipline is when you do what you do not want to do now, so you can get what you do want in your life later. Discipline is something very few
I studied for one day and I got a 92 on my exam. And this is not just like a regular smegular GE. This is genetics. I'm gonna show you. You want to go into Study Fetch, and then you just want to go into YouTube and look up whatever your subject is. You just want to copy this YouTube video, load the material set. You can get either really detailed notes or summarized notes, flashcard sets, or practice tests. All of my classmates spent so much time manually creating these genetics flashcards. And there we go. They transcribed the entire video and gave me high-level overviews of each section. Okay, so here they generated my practice quiz. Best part is they have a live lecture function as well, so you can actually have the AI take notes for you and you can pay attention in class instead of focus on writing things down. If you guys give it a try, let me know what you guys think. Good night. I'm actually gonna get some sleep now. Bruh, I'm so tired.
I'm gonna tell you my biggest study tip as a tired straight A student. Stop wasting time on passive reading and creating pretty notes. It's going to waste so much of your time and you will exhaust yourself without retaining anything. What I do is I upload my lectures or notes into ChatGPT and ask it to create flashcards and quiz me. This is an active recall technique and it helps me actively test my knowledge and retain info instead of passive.
This is what the smart kids don't want you to know. Coming from someone who used to get E's all the time and then went on to get A-star in the exam. The main thing you're not going to be focusing on is how to make your notes look pretty or how to make notes in general. The main thing you should be focusing on is how to spot the patterns when it comes to exam questions. And this is important because 10% of your grades itself is just the exam techniques. So if you do not know the exam techniques properly, then you will not get that 10%. You do not need to know the entire content fully. You don't need to understand everything. All you need to know is how to actually answer questions. You literally just need to know what the question is asking from you. And I know that sounds counterintuitive where it sounds so simple to do, but it's not that easy to do. But the main thing you want to do is to focus on this by looking at examiner's reports, by looking at the past paper questions. You don't have to do the whole past paper, just look through it and then look at the keywords from the mark scheme and you can kind of guess, oh, this keyword is this for this type of question. That means this must be from this topic. And with that, you will eventually see that this topic relates to this topic and you will be able to see a bigger picture of the subject itself. And once you reach that stage, that is when you truly understand what the subject is. And everything will make sense. This is why everyone says, just wait for that moment to click. That's what the clicking is. So I expect that you will be coming back to me next year.
Here's how you're gonna become an academic weapon, not this year, not this month, but today. As a student with a 1580 SAT, a perfect score on 9 AP exams, a 4.6 GPA, and a National Chemistry Olympiad finalist, these are the 3 tips that I follow, and the last one is my ultimate secret weapon. Number 1, stop lying to yourself. You don't actually understand. I will never walk into a test unprepared or without a confident understanding of the concepts. If you don't understand, figure it out. Use your notes, YouTube videos, the textbook, I don't care. Especially for STEM subjects, you really need to understand the concepts and memorize the formulas. And please don't do this the night before the exam. Class time is definitely the most effective time to sharpen your skills and build your weapon. There's no other way. Number 2, use active recall. This is talked about so much, but it is so useful. Stop reading your textbook over and over again because when you actually walk into the exam, you're gonna forget about what you read. Instead, I would find Quizlets or even make your own flashcards. I would go through every lesson and explain or teach it to myself and try and understand that way. Then after I finish, I go back and see if I missed anything. I also read out formulas for math or science subjects without looking at the sheet, or I write them out a million times. Or maybe 3. That is how you will actually remember. Number 3, and the reason why I succeed in most of my classes and exams, is to create a study guide throughout the year. Let me show you what I mean. Here's my study notes for AP Stats. There's 4 pages with all the important formulas and stuff that I need to know. Same thing for AP Physics, which only has 3 pages, and humanities subjects like AP Gov. If you want to do well in all of your finals without cramming, trust me, this will save your life. You will forget most, if not all, of your content when the exam or finals roll around, and you do not have the time to go back diving through your textbook or trying to look through all the lecture notes. For every unit, I write down the most important formulas and concepts that I need to remember. When every unit test comes, I have maybe half to 1 page of condensed notes that I can just look at, and I'm ready to go. Trust me to give this a try because it will really save your life. Tell me if these tips work out for you. Love you guys.
You tell yourself you're going to study when you get home, but as soon as you get home, you end up passing out. We're here to help. We're twin sisters. We went to Cornell together for undergrad, and we're now at Harvard. We're going to share our number 1 tip on study spots. In college, we never studied at home because we always fell asleep. Being a STEM student, tiring your classes are, and especially those killer, brutal labs. So the first thing you naturally want to do when you come home is sleep. We quickly realized that every subject actually requires a different study spot. Hear me out. For example, when we were doing problem sets, we typically went to the library. For our English classes and seminars, we typically went to cafes. If I was doing problem sets at cafes, I got nothing done. Another major tip that helped us is when you're a few weeks out from your exam, be sure to hang out in buildings where kids in your major are hanging out. And the reason for this is because if you get stuck on a problem, it's so nice to have someone next to you kind of to help you out, versus if you're alone in the stacks, you'll end up just going on your phone, going through TikTok and kind of wasting time and not actually getting work done. But when it's a few days before the exam, we always found ourselves in the stacks kind of studying by ourselves. And that's when we were doing problems on our own at that point. Good luck.
How do you keep your pants up when you're performing? It's incredible. Built.
If you're burnt out, then that means you must have been working hard. Keep going. Keep going. Don't give up. Don't say, oh, I'm burnt out right now. I'm never going to go to college. I'm never going to follow my dream to do blank. Don't say that.
I'm in here. Wow, you beat me home by 2 minutes, and your nose is already in the books.
I can go from 0 to studying in less than 60 seconds.
Very impressive. Mail call.
Tá muito quente aqui, eu tô morrendo de calor. Já tá pegando fogo, é tesão.